Alright, so I'm going to do a deck profile for Cardfight Vanguard. And yeah, so this one is Orfist Regis, so of Bant Gate. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride line. So we have this one here. This is your grade 0. It says your normal one rolled upon. If you go second, draw a card. Plain simple. Number 1 says when this unit is placed on Vanguard, the circle, search your deck for up to one world card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Really good. And I'll show you what one of the first orders that you should be going for. And then this one here, your grade 2. Sorry for the glare, but it says when a world is put into your order zone, choose one of your units and it gains plus 5,000 till the end of the turn. So the rear guard ones you don't really need to worry about because they're not going to be going on your rear guard. So third is Orfist Regis. So he says when this unit is placed on Vanguard, choose up to one world card from your hand or drop and put it into your order zone. When this unit attacks, if your world is Abyssal Knight, you may counterblast one and discard a card from your hand. And for every 2 world cards put into your order, call up to 1 shadow token army that is, and this unit gains plus 5,000 to the end of the battle. So with Orfist, your best bet for Orfist is you kind of want to discard your order cards to have him come into play. So when he comes into play, he just puts your orders in order from your discard to your order zone. So most of the time when you play orders, they have a cost that you need in order for them to play. Orfist Regis actually gets around the cost. So and you're only allowed to lay 1 order per turn. But with Orfist, he lets you play an order from your discard pile without paying its cost, and it does not count for your once per turn. So Orfist is really good. Okay, so before we get into the rest of the deck, I want to show you all the kind of orders that come with this deck because it's basically what it's made for. So we have 3 copies of a Howling Moon Knight. So in order for you to play this order, you have to Soul Blast 1, which is take a card from the bottom of your Vanguard and discard it. And then when this order comes into play, you draw a card. And then all the orders say the same thing. They say that if you have 1 order in play, your world is Dark Knight. If you have 2 orders in play, it becomes Abyssal Dark Knight. So this is a really good one. So, sorry, I run 3 of those. 4 of those. I run 4. Alright, so for the next one, which I think is probably one of the ones that I go for first off of the grade 1. Off the grade 1, he lets you search your deck for an order. So normally I go for Eclipse Moonlight. So in order for you to play this, it is a grade 2. In order for you to play this, you have to counterblast 1. And then when it comes into play, you get to call a shadow token into play. And these shadow tokens are ridiculously amazing. They're 1,500 and they boost at the same time. So you can either have them on your back row to tap to boost the unit in front of them, or you can just attack with them. So they're really good. I really enjoy these guys. Normally I run 5 of those because you are allowed up to 5 rear guards. So this is a really good one. And like I said, normally this is the first order I normally go for when I have my grade 1 come into play. So, and like I said, I have no problem discarding orders to ride to the next level because grade 3 Orfist Regis lets you pull them out of your discard pile back into the order zone for free. The next one, so for those I run 2. For the next one I run 4 of, which is It is Overcoming an Eternity. So this one's really awesome. So grade 3, when this order comes into play, in order for you to play, you have to Soul Blast 2. Let's see here. If your order zone has world cards, the following effects are equal to the number of in your order zone. So 1 card, your world is in Dark Knight. 2 or more, your world becomes Abyssal Dark Knight. And then when a Shadow Army token is placed, that a unit gains plus 5,000 to the end of the turn. So these are amazing. So if you have 2 or 3 of these out, 2 of them out, and a Shadow token appears, they gain plus 5,000 for each one of these into play. And like I said, with Orfist, he lets you get a Shadow token. He lets you get a Shadow token on your turn by counterblasting 1 and discard a card. For every 2 world cards in play, you get to call up 1 Shadow token. So he's really good, especially with these guys out. Man, they become huge. All right, so like I said, for these, I run 4 of them. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into the units. All right, so for the Persona Ride for Orfist, obviously we run 3 more in the deck, so you can Persona Ride. Those are really good. For grade 3s, we run... Now this guy I'm about to show you is ridiculously amazing. So, all right, grade 3. Cardinal Dragon Novria. When this unit attacks, it gains plus 2,000 to the end of the battle for each world in your order zone. When this unit is retired from a rear guard, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, you get to call a Shadow Army token to the rear guard. So the thing is that when he is on your rear guard, right, so you'll want to attack with him first, and then you attack with Orfist, because then Orfist lets you put out a Shadow token for every 2 orders that you have in play. So what you do is that you attack with him first, and then you attack with Orfist. Orfist lets you pump out a Shadow token. So he lets you pump out a Shadow token. What you do is that you put it over this guy, so he gets retired from the rearguard circle, and then when he dies, you get to summon another Shadow token. So on turn 3, you can have up to 5 attacks in 1 turn. It's ridiculous. It's very, very powerful and kind of overwhelming at sometimes. So, like I said, for him, we run 4 of them. So, yep, we run 4 of these guys. Alright, so moving on. So for grade 2s, we run 3 of this guy here. So, like I said, grade 2. If your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gains a boost and can intercept from the back row. If your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit also gets plus 1,000 to the shields. So he's really good, and like I said, he can be in your back row, so he can boost as long as you have orders in play. So he can boost, and then also he can also intercept from the back row. So if he's in the back row boosting your Vanguard, if somebody attacks you, you can just pop him out to guard from the back row. So he's very nice. So run 3 of those guys. Alright, so now for grade 1s, we run 4 of this little girl here. She is really good. When this unit boosts a Shadow Army token, you may have this unit gain plus 1,500 to the end of the turn. If you do, at the end of that battle, retire all of rear guards in the same column as this and draw a card. So she, if you decide to do that, she will gain 15 power on top of her 8. So, and if she boosts a Shadow Army token, the Shadow Army token will get all of her power So he becomes ridiculously strong, and then, but at the same time, at the end of the battle, you have to retire both of these. So she's really good. I run for her. Sorry about the glare on the light, but it's brand new. So yeah, run for her. She's good. Alright, so then also for grade 1s, we run 2. He's kind of a staple for Bantgate anymore, but he's really good. Auto rear guard. At the end of the battle, this one has boosted. If your order zone has a set card, put this into your soul and countercharge 1. So he's really good to reset your resources. So he gets put into the soul, and he also countercharges 1 of your damage. So he's really good. Like I said, he's just there to help replenish your resources. All right, so for the last grade 1, we run 4 of the Sentinels. That is a perfect guard. So he's when you play him onto guard, you have to discard 1 card from your hand if you have 2 or more cards in your hand. So if you have 2 perfect guards left in your hand, you can just play it with no cost, because then you only have 1 card left in your hand. So for those over triggers that give your opponent's units plus 100 million, perfect guards are amazing. So we run 4 of those guys. So yep, very nice. All right, so moving on to the triggers. So obviously we run our over trigger for Bantgate. So you may only have 1 over trigger in your deck. When revealed as a trigger, remove the card, draw a card, choose 1 of your units, and it gains plus 100 million until the end of the turn. If revealed for drive check, you get an additional effect. So the additional effect on this over trigger, double the attack and crit of all of your front row units until the end of the turn. Ridiculously amazing for when it comes to the Shadow Army tokens. So brilliant. Wouldn't ask for a better over trigger for Bantgate. Okay, so we run on to the other triggers. We run 4 crits. So crit plus 10, always good. Run 4 of those. We also run 4 heals. Heal plus 10. So very nice. We run 3 front triggers. So plus 10 front trigger. So your whole front row gains plus 10. This guy also has an additional ability that says if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gains plus 5,000 till the end of the turn for the shield. So if you reveal it on your drive check, they get put into your hand. So when your opponent attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard is at grade 3, you may use this card to put into your guard, and it gains plus 10. So very nice. Only run 3 of them because I think some of the other triggers are a little better, because this deck kind of does lack on draw power. So I made sure that we run 4 draw triggers. So plus 10 draw. So one of your units gains plus 10 power, and then you also get to draw an additional card. So even on damage checks, these are very nice because you always getting cards in your hand. Because Orfist, you have to discard a card from your hand to do his ability. So those are very nice. That sums it up for the deck, but I also run for sideboards or five shadow tokens. So because, like I said, you're allowed to have up to 5 rear guards. So yeah, that sums up the deck for Orfist Regis. So this is probably one of my favorite decks that I do run. So, and then Maddie and I will be doing matches and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes from here. And I'm still I'm still playtesting on the lights and stuff like that, because I can see there's a big glare here. So, and I just have to work on the light above me, see how that goes. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. And this is my first deck review. So, and I'll be doing different games too. So I'll be doing deck reviews on Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whichever. And I'll be posting all this to the Knights of the Card Table. And I know Tony, Maddie, and Mick all be jumping in for games and deck profiles if they want to. So I'm going to post this on YouTube, and then I'm going to post it over on the Facebook group. So catch you guys later. Bye.